Hi, I'm Louisa Whitley at LKW Family Mediation. One of the questions that people quite often ask me is, what happens when you come into mediation? I know that it sometimes can seem a really mystical process and people are very confused about what might happen and what will be expected of them. One of the things I also say to people is that don't let anybody tell you that mediation is somehow a soft option. It takes enormous courage to come into the same room as an ex-partner and to talk together about what you can do to make the future better for you and your children and how you can find a resolution that will enable you both to move forward. And I really feel that people shouldn't underestimate the courage that it takes, because it does take courage, and people need to know that, to know that actually they're doing a really good thing. They're giving themselves a big chance of making the future better for themselves and for any children that they might have. So I start off by asking for some basic information from people. I've talked in my last video about the initial meetings that take place for about 45 minutes to an hour when I get information from each party separately. And then we move to joint meetings if both people are happy to do that and if I think the matter is suitable for mediation. There aren't many reasons why something wouldn't be suitable for mediation, but obviously it's important that I do give some thought to that. One of the things that we might do in mediation is to map out different options and the needs that each party have using the flip chart that you can see behind me. So, say for example, a couple want to talk about their children and what kind of arrangements are going to work best for their children. One of the things that I might start off by doing is asking for some information about their children. So, for example, they may have two children. Let's say one is called Johnny and one is called Matilda. We put Johnny and Matilda in separate bubbles because they may have separate needs. They may have some of the same needs, but they may be different. For example, Matilda is really into her sports, loves her sports, especially swimming and hockey. She can be quite quiet, sometimes a bit shy. Johnny, on the other hand, is a real character, very much an extrovert, loves to make a joke of things. Johnny is really into his computers, loves anything computer related. One of the things that both Johnny and Matilda have told their parents is that they want to make sure they spend plenty of time with both parents. Through talking and mediation, the couple identify that Johnny and Matilda really both need to know that they're loved by both parents. And they both need to feel that it's okay for them to have a relationship with the other parent, because a couple in mediation may be concerned that actually they're not getting that message because relations have been difficult and because things have been said that may make them not realise that actually it's okay for them to have a relationship with dad and mum won't be cross, and it's okay to have a relationship with mum because dad won't be cross. For the purposes of this video, I won't map out everything that we would do in a session, but I hope that gives you a flavour of what might be talked about and how we use the flip chart in mediation. We use it because it's a really good way of both people looking at the notes that a mediator like me is taking and It enables both parents to really reflect on what they've spoken about and what they have identified. It can be used in a similar way to talk about money matters. You can map out the needs that you have. We can use the flip chart to do a schedule of assets to ensure that each person really understands what money that they've got. Sometimes one person has a better grasp of this than another, and we can't move forward, and I can't help people to move forward until both parties understand what money they've got. So mediation sessions really are about mapping out information that you have to ensure that everybody understands the information. Sometimes there can be disagreements about what the information is, and we can identify further information that each party may need to get to enable you to find all the pieces of the jigsaw puzzle so that you can start to see what the picture is. We can also use the flip chart to map out different options for the future. What would things look like if we did option A, for example? Option A might be the family home being sold and each person moving to a different property. And you can map out what that will look like in terms of the money that each person would need to buy a property. And you can also map out what that will look like for each person on an income level, what outgoings they will have, what income they will have. Will they have any money left at the end of each month? Will they be able to meet their monthly bills? If that doesn't look very attractive, you can then map out what it would look like if one person remained in the family home and another person found accommodation somewhere else. And again, map out what that looks like from a capital point of view as well as from an income point of view. And by mapping out different options, parties can find one that is the most palatable to both of them. And sometimes it's not the very best option that you find. Sometimes it can be the option that both parties think they can live with, and actually that enables people to move forward. This has been a longer video than normal to really give you a flavour of what it's like to be in mediation. If you do have questions or queries about mediation, or you're worried about it, then please get in contact with us via our website www.lkwfamilymediation.co.uk, or get in touch with your mediator if you're in mediation with another mediator. Thank you.